Hi, I'm Samantha Mazzell, and this is Slide UX's interview series for Human's Sake, where I chat with people who enhance users' experiences virtually and in the flesh. I'm psyched to have a chance to chat with Finn Kelly. He is the co-founder and CEO of the Go Game. We met ages ago through friends, and it's been so fun checking in with each other through the years. First of all, a huge congratulations to the Go Game, the leading provider of team building games throughout the world. They are in 5 countries and counting, 1,200 events a year, and really thriving. So I had the chance, Finn, and you may not even know or remember this, but I was a plant in a game a few years ago. I wasn't a ficus, but a secretly planted actor in a downtown Austin game. I was
Ah,
in the role of an art docent. I
mm-hmm.
got to wear all black and
Right.
probably throw in some glasses. And I got to give teams a clue for their scavenger hunt. So it
Right.
was really, really fun. And as you know, a couple
Amazing.
of weeks ago, our entire team at Slide UX got to play one of your new remote team building games. And it was great fun singing and battling each other out on some trivia. So we really
Awesome.
appreciate all of your work.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. And I do apologize for my sort of midday attire here. I'm CEO and more now CTO. And so the
Okay.
last 2 or 3 years, I spend now mainly in code and managing our team. And so this has been my project for the last couple of years is building the remote game. And
You taught yourself coding, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I was a jazz piano major. And then and then after college, got to San Francisco and was like, maybe I can do some of this code stuff and learn Flash and work for a few startups. But then started the company, and that's what I did for the first like 12 years of the Go Game is code.
Yep.
Then I kind of handed it off to some other folks to do it, and then I got back around to it again. We wanted to build some new
How
stuff.
often did you scat while you were coding? I'm like boop boop boop
Scatting,
boop boop boop. I'm
yeah,
like combining your jazz and coding
right.
world.
No, there was a time where I could only listen to one album, and that was the Cake album with like no phone on it. It's an
Okay, the
older,
band Cake, yeah.
yeah, Cake. So that was my album for every day. I just had to have the same thing on. I don't have that situation anymore, but I
Even
always
though
had to
they're
have.
so lyric heavy.
I know, but I knew every lyric. So
Oh
that's the
yeah,
key. If you know every lyric, then you don't have to listen to it.
yeah.
And in college, for me, it was Bill Evans actually. So I listened to Bill Evans repeat for everything I was reading because you also have to like take in information by reading. Where if you're
Yeah.
coding, not so much.
Any sort of UX or UI like lessons learned or perplexing questions that came up both sort of in person, right? Because we had the phones, people
Right.
you coded all of the way that clues are given and submitted and things like that,
Right.
or remote. Yeah, anything that comes up.
I mean, I think it's the honest answer is I'm not very good at the UI. I'm the code guy that wants to throw everything in kind of like Microsoft style. And I need somebody else to be like Steve Jobs for me and to like make it simple and easy to use and like breakable by a grandmother.
Yeah.
And so that's what my business partner is, right? So
Okay.
Ian Fraser is my business partner, and we make a good team because I'm like, I wanted to do 8 million things, and if you triple click on it, then you'll get to this backdoor
It's so
Easter egg.
obvious. How does everyone not know to type
Right,
like backslash
right, right.
RFT? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's like, I don't get it, you know. So we make a good team that way. So, and I've gotten better at that as well. But part of the main thing with this is like, how do you get all these videos into a single browser? And you're going to have limited CPU constraints, and you're going to have a variety of platforms and a variety of browsers and a variety of bandwidths. And the more videos you have on the screen, the more everything starts to bog down.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you have to really be optimizing for every single step and procedure that you're doing inside the app to be as clean as possible and try to be as simple as possible. And at the same time, you're also like, well, we want to have a big clue and we want to have the
Yeah.
host come in the center. Then you want you coming in the center. And
Yeah.
and so some of the things that haven't been solved for here is like, how do you make your 4 people show up as a panel in your Zoom meeting and have that known ahead of time? It's like, okay, now it's time for the panel. Click
Mhm.
panel, and like they don't really give you any tools to do that.
Mhm.
So that was part of what I was thinking about in the beginning is like more facilitator tools, breakout rooms. Like I got very obsessed with like taking polls and finding people's responses to those polls and then having there be these ad hoc teams that form based on the polls, and then you could spring back and come back to your original teams. And a lot of that stuff had to be peeled away and just focused directly on gameplay for this particular iteration. And that's wise, because that's obviously what our audience is, and that's what they're expecting. I think there's a whole lot of innovation that can be done.
Absolutely. I mean, do you think in any of your spare time you might package any of that just for simple, just workshop or just remote meeting?
Yeah, I think it's as soon as we can get more people on for coding.
Okay.
Right now, there's 2 main coders and then myself. We're about to have 4 now, but we're bringing them on. They're new to the project. So we are adding people, but until we can sort of get that train rolling and done, then it's hard to create new branches of code without it all getting completely hairy. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunity there.
It's like some like total like corporate online, workshop on strategy, and all of a sudden someone hits the wrong button. It's like celebrate good times.
Yeah, exactly.
Ended up being perfect, but
yeah, I mean, also you're getting 800 requests from all the
totally.
game runners right now, and the producer's like, can it do this and can it do that? And you're like, yeah, that would make sense if it could do that. That's going to take 10 hours. And so that's the primary focus now. But what I think is what we're going for, and we've already designed, and it's been built pretty much to handle from a back-end standpoint, is the conference game.
Yeah.
Right? So you come in, you have 1,000 people, you've booked a 2-hour time slot, and people can arrive, filter through, look at the games, see the leaderboard, search for their friends, chat with them really quickly, decide they want to go play on this game. Maybe there's certain celebrity hosts that are now you want to like point out and to have them say their little blurb about their game, come play on mine. They select it, countdown timer, they head into the game, and it kind of has this tournament feel where the brackets end, they go to the finals, everything they can watch and spectate.
And that's up now?
This is designed, and we're actually starting.
Great.
We're starting the code for it right now.
Perfect. Well, you have a whole host of conferences to talk to now.
Right. So that's, they're coming in the door, and people are more and more realizing there's probably not going to be normal conferences for at least 6 months and maybe longer. And so the solutions that are out there currently are pretty minimal.
Yeah.
And we've got a good head start on getting 15 to 30 people in one room and having a meaningful interaction. And if you can get that for a conference feel and have it feel like connected and you can see other people.
Yeah, modular kind of within the large. So that kind of leads me to a question thinking about, how your work and particularly now this remote work, because it's so scalable, reaches such a wide variety of people. How do you think about the variety of diversity of needs and attitudes even that people have when they jump into your game?
The things that we have to be the most concerned with are just sort of sensitivity around work related topics.
Okay.
And what's going to be and that's what we've been doing for pretty much our whole existence as the Go game, is like, how can we push up to a certain edge where there's humor and there's self-deprecation and there's embarrassment, but there's not kind of like
it's not inappropriate.
It's not inappropriate. It doesn't make you really feel bad. You're gonna do something silly, but you're gonna get applauded for it. You're gonna have a laugh track. So that's definitely part of our magic sauce, I think, already. But little silly things like, the Giphy challenge you did where you have to go and search Giphy. Initially, I didn't realize you could put a rating on that in the back end. And so people were pulling back completely, inappropriate things because Giphy is pretty wide open. So then you go back and okay, we can fix that and just make that rated G. And so everything that comes back. You could
have an add-on. You've got an upsell opportunity here for the inclusive training that follows, brought to you by Go Game.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely some trimming. Facilitation is a huge opportunity here as well. And so part of it, when I was developing it, I actually was working with a number of facilitators who were like, this is something we really need. They don't have this yet. And it's because it's an environment in video conferencing that creates a feeling.
Yeah.
The environment in here has energy. It has something different. It has feeling. And that's something you can't, that's why I do in-person facilitations, because I'm trying to create that feeling. And you're left with a very homogenous set of tools in Zoom or whatever else that are currently out there that don't bring you that. They don't bring you the interaction.
And how are you creating that feeling?
I'm not a facilitator, so I don't go for that. I go for are people smiling?
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
my first little trick, everyone has their tricks that they do when they're hosting, and then my first one is they get 5 points, and then I see someone smiling and I'm like, Samantha's smiling the biggest, she gets bonus points, and look, they're in the lead. Everyone's like, hey, and you get some laughter, and then you put some sound effects after that, and then
Yep.
like you're wearing something silly or a bow tie, and like you're kind of like making yourself vulnerable as
That's
well.
right. That's
So yeah, I
right.
mean, I think, but the tool set is going to have it. Anybody can plug into it how they want to. We're going to change out the logo and white label it. And you can put different backgrounds and all that things to make it so it's your own personal use case. And it might just be trivia for you, or it might just be breakout rooms. So prompt, watch video, go to breakout rooms, come back, discuss, share. It can be utilized in any number of scenarios.
So smart. All right. Well, let's get a little bit to you. I mean,
Right.
the separation between you and Go Game is not huge, but kind of on that. So obviously you love games, and now you have the ability to jump into any game. It can be digital, it can be analog. What game are you diving into, and who's your opponent?
I mean, I kind of liked Ready Player One. That's sort of
What's it
what
called?
my Ready Player One, the movie.
Okay.
Did you ever see that? No.
No.
Oh, it's like the Spielberg movie where it's based on Steve Jobs, kind of, and it's in this dystopian future where everyone has, the VR machine, and they go into this, whatever it's called, the universe that they end up meeting and dating, and they've left behind. I guess the founder has died, and he's left behind billions of dollars in the form of an Easter egg hunt, essentially a scavenger hunt online.
Okay.
And the people who they're these gunters who are hunting and trying to find these things, and they have to hack in the game and do some research, and but that's not really a game. It's
Well,
a
that
story.
sounds pretty fun. Do you hear anything from people in your world about you're definitely on the front line of the innovation in a remote world right now? I mean, any other
Yeah.
kind of things that you hear buzzing around? I don't
Well, I think a
know.
lot's going to come around what are they going to create for Burning Man?
Yeah,
Well, and
totally.
like who applies and who gets in and how they create that metaverse, and it's tricky because like the whole premise of that is get away from
Togetherness.
this. Yeah, and yes, we are moving in this direction as a society, but there's a lot of people who are protesting it and a lot of people who are embracing it, and they're probably going to come up with something pretty cool, and I definitely want to apply. But
Yeah.
what have I seen? Or quite honestly, I don't really have time right now.
Totally.
I
Totally.
like, even when there's the online things, it's like, hi, come check this thing out.
Yeah.
I'll go for like 10 minutes and I have to do
Yeah.
it. I have to go code. But like, if it doesn't get done now, then it's not
I
going to get
know.
done.
I
So
know.
there's a lot of urgency that we feel with clients, and we're running, but I think like 100 events a month or a week now on
Oh
the
my
platform,
God. Oh
and
my
there's
God. That's
25
amazing.
games a day, and like something will break, and like I'll have to go in and fix it, and I'm like, hey, it's me, it's the Matrix, like I'm the new guy.
Please wear
Just coming in.
sunglasses. Please
Right.
just like put on a different mask. You just need like an overall, just like some crazy. And then that turns into like the next question is, who was that guy? Like,
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good. It's a great problem to have. And, we have to tell people like we can have it be 30 people. First it was 15. Now we've up to 30. I
that's
ran a
great.
game yesterday for 40. It'll
That's
probably
great.
get to 50. And then at that point, we probably have to just have lots of breakout rooms.
I love it.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
speaking of adding people to a game, let's see if this works. So imagine that you're building a game for Bill and Ted's buddies, okay? Your players in this game are Napoleon Bonaparte, Billy the Kid, and Socrates. What's the game, and how does the competition go down, or who wins?
What's funny is like, master game designer, Jane McGonigal. You ever heard of her?
Why? Something about that name sounds familiar, but I
She's
don't.
written a bunch of different books, and Super Better was one, and
Okay.
Reality is Broken was the one that got her famous. And she
Okay.
used to be actually work at the Go Game when she first was getting her degree at
Oh,
Berkeley, and
right
she's
on.
now this like preeminent scholar on the ARGs, the alternate reality games.
Yep.
But what's funny is like her big thesis was to do a basically like rock paper scissors game, but you're walking around as different like a zombies, or you had to say something, and one side would beat rock, one would beat paper, one would beat scissors, but you're doing it collectively as a whole. And so the action that you're going to do when you encounter that other group, when you see them, you have to do it first, and then if it ends up winning, So as
Smash.
simple as rock, paper, scissors, Napoleon would probably be good at that game.
You think Napoleon's going to take that?
I think probably, yeah.
The little guy wins. I
Little
love
guy
that.
guessing the other guys, what are they going to move first?
Defense becomes your best offense, really.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. And finally, because I want to be mindful of your time, you get to design a billboard.
Yeah.
So it's going to be put up tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
You've designed it. What's on it and where are you putting it?
I'll put some lines of code that I need fixed in an advertisement for, you need work.
I love that.
Okay. That's basically all I could think about right now. I'm
It's
like, you
perfect.
have an infinite loop. Can you fix it?
That's deep, Finn. Come on.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you, and just a huge congratulations on everything. And I'm just so happy for everything that you've
Oh,
created, and now you're in
thank
it.
you.
But
Yeah, well, we're pushing the boulder uphill, and it's a good problem to have, honestly. Like I was telling a friend of mine, like we're keeping people employed.
totally,
Um,
so rad. Let me know how I can help spread the word. If you need any more testers, if you need any support with anything,
okay,
but most of all, just so great to
thank
see you
you.
again. It's been a
Good to see
long
you too.
time.
Thank you.
All
All right,
right. Well, have
over
a
now.
great rest of your day.
Yes, bye now.
Bye.